this isn't about sparkly dresses. This is about a spineless kid who finds his backbone by almost breaking someone else's. Welcome to competitive ballroom dancing, where the real sport is psychological warfare. Our story starts with Tatara Fujita, a kid with all the personality of a damp paper towel. He has no hobbies, no goals, and the posture of a cooked shrimp. One day, he's saved from bullies by a guy who looks like a final boss from a Yakuza game, only to be dragged into a ballroom dance studio. This isn't some grand calling. He literally just stumbles in because he's too pathetic to say no. It's the ultimate fake it till you make it story, except he's not even faking it, he's just there. Tatara's first glimpse of genius is watching the prodigy couple, Shizuku and Hyodo. He immediately imprints on them like a baby duck, deciding he can learn to dance by just watching really, really hard. His first dance is basically just him shadowing Hyodo, which is less dancing and more high-effort identity theft. It's a miracle Shizuku doesn't get a restraining order. The show establishes early that Tatara's superpower isn't talent. It's his terrifying, almost stalker-like ability to absorb and mimic movement without any formal training. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, the necks. Production I.G went absolutely nuts on the animation for the dance sequences, and it is breathtaking. The flow, the power, the sheer kinetic energy is top tier. But to achieve that, they apparently made a pact with a demon to elongate every character's neck into a biological impossibility. Seriously, these people could eat leaves off the top of a small tree. It's distracting at first, then it's funny, and by the end, you just accept that this is a world populated by graceful, competitive giraffes. After being a human copy machine for a while, Tatara gets his first real partner, Mako, and his first real test. He actually has to lead. Up until now, he's been the passenger in a car he didn't know how to drive. Suddenly, he's handed the keys. The GPS is screaming in a language he doesn't understand, and Mako is in the passenger seat, just trying not to die. This arc is crucial because it forces him to develop a will of his own, to think about his partner, and to stop being a dancing parasite. Here's the core problem with our boy Tatara. He's a dance vampire. He gets so lost in his own desire to improve that he drains the life and will out of his partners. The show doesn't shy away from this. Characters literally call him a cannibal who consumes his partners to get better. It's a fascinatingly dark take on the shonen protagonist's drive for self-improvement. He's not a hero because he's nice. He's a hero because his obsession is so absolute that it drags everyone else into its orbit, for better or worse. Every shonen hero needs a mentor, and Tatara gets Kaname Sengoku, a world-class professional dancer whose teaching method is 10% instruction and 90% psychological abuse. Sengoku is the kind of guy who communicates entirely through condescending smirks and kicking things. He's undeniably cool, a titan of the dance floor who can command the attention of an entire stadium. But as a teacher, his main contribution is just being so intimidatingly awesome that Tatara is too scared to fail. It's not education. It's motivation by pure fear. Just when Tatara starts figuring out how to be a semi-decent partner, the show throws Chinatsu at him. This is not a partnership. It's a domestic Cold War fought through the waltz. She wants to lead, he needs to lead. And they have the communication skills of two angry cats in a bag. Their dynamic is the absolute highlight of the series. It's a glorious train wreck of mismatched ambitions and stubborn pride, and watching them slowly, painfully learn to function as a single unit is more compelling than any other relationship. Forget the glitter and the polite smiles. In Ballroom I.G, Youkoso dancing is basically a martial art. Competitions are battlefields where you dominate your opponents with posture and frame. The floor is a territory to be conquered, and your rivals will absolutely try to mentally break you mid-performance. Dancers are constantly sizing each other up, exploiting weaknesses, and asserting dominance. It's less Dancing with the Stars and more Fight Club with better posture and significantly more sequins. The sheer intensity is what makes it so addictive. Okay, let's be real. The show isn't perfect. While the competitions are hype, the pacing can sometimes feel glacial. An entire episode might be dedicated to a single dance, stretched out with internal monologues and flashbacks that could bore a saint. It builds incredible tension, but if you're not fully invested, it can feel like watching paint dry in slow motion. Also, the story just stops. The anime covers a fraction of the manga, leaving major plot threads and relationships dangling. It's not an ending, it's a commercial. So, what's the final call? This 2017 anime from the legendary Production I.G is a must-watch if you love intense sports stories, even with the giraffe necks. Director Yoshimi Itazu adapted Tomo Takeuchi's ongoing manga into 24 episodes of pure high-stakes drama. It's a visually stunning, character-driven story about obsession and the brutal art of competitive dance. It's flawed, yes, but its highs are so ridiculously high that you'll forgive its stumbles. Just don't expect a neat, tidy conclusion when you reach the end. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this breakdown, drop a like and subscribe for more. My neck still hurts just thinking about this show. For the next video, what's a series you think deserves the top screen tales treatment? Let me know in the comments below.